Oh.
What's wrong, Dwibs?
Let
He's
me
gonna play against
guess.
Chelsea.
Welcome to part 27 of FIFA 17, the journey, and it's the... Okay, Dwibs, get it together.
Search your feelings, Dwibs. You
must-
know it to be true. You
It's a
are.
good team against a really shit team. Yay!
Some professionalism is required here.
You
It's
see,
the
Dwibs.
battle.
No.
It's the Battle of the Seas, and by seas we mean they have the word sea at the end of their names.
Wow. Never could have imagined that.
Yeah,
Bravo.
in fact, both clubs are nearer to rivers than they are seas. Chelsea's near the River Thames, and Swansea's near the River.
The River Thames, isn't that one of the dirtiest rivers in existence?
Sure, is there? What's the name? Sure, what's the name of that river that runs for your city?
We don't really we have a bay, basically.
Okay. Name the bay then.
Swansea Bay.
Isn't that one of the cleanest bays in all of existence?
It's one of the wettest.
So, let's see.
Kinda goes without
Wettest.
saying it's a bay.
So, well, oh,
Well, you
Pedro.
still have places to go.
Pedro.
Yes.
This just in. Bays are wet.
Okay. I have a question, by the way.
Can
Yeah.
we use also Ramses?
No.
Yeah,
Why
just
not-
Swansea City.
Go on,
When are we
Pedro.
actually gonna get a cutscene that actually matters in the grand scheme of things? Because a lot of the cutscenes in this game,
We are.
it's just that a lot of the cutscenes in the journey seem to be okay. Alex, you're gonna play against these guys. Okay, fine.
And then
Like,
some are like,
a
oh,
lot of the cutscenes in this story don't go anywhere.
like seriously. I mean, apparently there's a
I'm looking forward to watching Chelsea football fleet.
what?
One of the banners was covering the word being club, so like I said, Chelsea football club.
But yeah. What Pedro said is pretty much what we've all been thinking at this point. Is like, okay, yeah. We know that there's technically a good ending and a bad ending, and really the bad ending is just you don't make it. But seriously though, okay, you talk about this being a story mode, but in order for it to be a story mode, some things have to be impacted. Like, seriously. Just having random cutscenes, that's not a story mode. That's a game mode. There's a difference here.
A lot of people are saying this is just basically the main games be a pro mode just with cutscenes.
That's sadly it. It's like, seriously though.
Hopefully season 2 will fix these issues.
It's just baffling, though, that this is what they consider a story mode. Like, seriously, sports or not, you should know better because you did NBA Street, which had something akin to a story
How long
mode.
ago was NBA Street, though?
Well, actually, let me check. There were at least three NBA Street games. There were 2 Street FIFA games, all of which were successful, mind you. It's just the only reason that they stopped doing Street was, EA got a EA.
I guess maybe they were selling that one.
They were, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want these commentaries to just turn into a
Into a FIFA bashing? Oh, well, okay.
Well, in that case, you might as well stop bringing up United Passions.
I know, right? It's like this. If you know us to bash FIFA, well then, does this mean you're gonna be out of our United Passions video?
I'm not talking about FIFA.
Oh.
Huh?
Not the organization.
Oh, he means the games themselves.
Okay.
Well-
This is the weirdest game I did in this playthrough. Every time Chelsea score, Swansea equalise like immediately afterwards.
I
For the
won.
record, Dwibs, Jova is not bashing on the game as a whole. He's bashing on the writing, it's in the story in general. Which, come on,
Yeah.
you have to admit, there's a lot of problems with
I
it.
never said there wasn't.
Well, the thing is, Dwibs,
True.
the story hasn't exactly given us much good to talk about. Like,
Yeah, sadly.
Hence why there's going to be a part coming up where I managed to do the unthinkable and do 3 matches in one part.
by editing.
Yeah, by the power of turning that part into essentially match of the day.
Well, to be fair, Dwibs, look, editing or not, until the story gives me something good to talk about, I apologize,
Oh,
but
don't worry, Jovi. You'll get something to work with later on.
well, something
So,
good and.
sorry, so Dwibs, who's winning?
It's a draw so far.
Okay, Dwibs, you set Chelsea on a higher difficulty than most other teams, didn't you?
I legitimately can't remember.
Right.
He did.
Yeah.
Alright then. Fortunately, I've had some time to think of some football-related questions.
Did you actually prepare them this time?
I've got some memorized.
Really? You've
Wait,
got
yes,
something memorized.
The apocalypse has finally begun.
Well, honestly, it was only a matter of time. Bubsy is back. Sonic. No, that one doesn't work.
No. Honestly, Joe, but the fact that Bubsy is aside is much more plausible than Dwibs memorizing something.
Okay then. In fact, this time I'm going to ask all of you guys the questions at once.
Okay.
As in the first one to get the answer right
Yeah,
wins.
the first
Right?
one to shout out the answer wins.
All right.
Oh,
go ahead.
Pedro's probably gonna win.
What year did England last win the World Cup?
1965.
1966.
Wow, I was actually close.
But you
Pedro
didn't
went
get
that
it right.
round. It's good, but it's not right.
I actually hold off on saying it because is Joe gonna get it? But no, for 1 year.
Alright, next question. What year was the last FA Cup final played at the old Wembley Stadium?
19.
I remember the ballpark, but not the exact year. So I guess I'm gonna sit out on this one.
So take a guess.
2008?
No, I think it was later than that.
2010?
Probably
No,
around
no, no, 2012.
Around that mark.
2000.
Oh no, you're right. Wait, you're talking about the Wembley Stadium, right?
The old one.
I mistook it for another stadium. Never mind.
Alright, next question. While the new Wembley Stadium was being built, where were all the FA Cup finals played?
On the streets.
In the referee's back
In the old Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, they played their games in the old demolished Wembley Stadium.
They played them in.
You'd be surprised, Dwibs.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. England?
Anyway,
Have you
Not
been
a stadium, it's a country.
more specific, Jova? What place were they played at?
Stoke? No.
No.
No, it would need to be bigger.
Milan?
Give up. Yeah, have the FA Cup final in a foreign country, although that's
You didn't hijack our stadium, did you?
The answer was the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff.
Yeah, you hijacked ours.
Hey, you hijack our shows.
Us. So.
How is that even an argument?
It's okay when we do it. Okay?
No, it's not.
it's okay. It's okay to steal shit when I do it. Okay.
I didn't even know what.
Lesson number one of.
It's only wrong if you do it.
So, how did we get to giving kids the idea that it's okay to steal?
I don't know. Okay, next one. Ready, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I read it wrong.
Alright then. Before Chelsea won the Premier League in 2005, what year was the last time Chelsea won the English League title?
1999.
1987?
1997?
Pedro?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question? I was busy texting.
What year was the first time Chelsea won the top flight of English football?
2005.
1955.
Oh right. Never mind.
Remember
You're all
that.
horribly wrong.
Oh, you have to remember. You have to remember, sure. I only started watching British football in the early 2000s. That's the thing.
But I don't watch football at all.
Okay. Right. I've actually got another one, but I do need to. I know the question, but
You don't
I
know
do
the
need to get
The
answer.
answer, don't you?
I do need to get the answer up just to be sure. And it's for Shiwai.
I thought we were all answering them.
Well, now we're not. I'm changing the rules.
You random madman.
Alright,
Yeah,
what is it?
absolute.
Before Swansea City got back into the top flight in 2011, when was the last time Swansea City were in the top flight of English football? What year?
Fabregas.
I'm sorry, Dwibs, could you repeat it again?
2000. It's just for me specifically. 2003.
1983.
Wow, we suck.
Well, you were just 20 years off.
Yeah, you were like,
Trying to find a way through.
hey,
Pot, right?
Go mention. Yeah, you were like,
Hey,
Fine moment for
but,
them.
I got
hey,
the free pot, right?
On the game
it's
now.
been 28 years. Who was the guy who scored the winning goal, as in like the last goal, that won Italy the 2006 World Cup?
Materazzi.
He's coming off now. He's had a good day though.
Let me just check just to be sure.
Oh, you liar!
I said I got the questions, not the answers.
What?
Actually, no, he's not in because the last one was made at the penalties. I don't even. It was a rookie who made the goal.
Gross.
Grosso. Yeah.
Well, actually, Theo, when it comes to the winning goal or final goal, usually penalties don't count as a goal. So
Really?
technically,
Still, it was the decisive one.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I mean, shouldn't they treat it as such?
no, it's because usually, Joe, but when it comes to describing the goals of the match, usually they describe it as the goals of who scored, and then eventually, in parentheses, they have the penalty score.
Okay,
No,
Pedro.
that's a shame.
Your next, Pedro.
Oh, hold on, there's just a little quick thing to Joe before we start. Well, Joe, you have to realize that it's probably not very apparent to you since you probably don't watch football as much as me and Dwibs do, but the thing is, nobody is ever happy when it comes to when the decision has to be done through penalties, because penalties are basically a crapshoot. Like it's basically just hope and pray nobody fails.
So is that why England got so much ridicule for losing to them?
Well, no, it's not so much that. It's more so because, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that penalties is entirely just luck based. There is, of course, you have to keep your composure and all that shit and stuff. But let's be face it, it's nowhere near as skill based as the actual proper match. Which is why a lot of people don't like when the match has to be decided through penalties, because it's basically one of those cases where a minimal error can mean loss, and it's always frustrating, let's face it.
It must really stink when, you lose the World Cup on a penalty kick.
Yeah. Go ahead, Luis, go ahead.
Okay, who scored the winning goal in the Euro 2004 final?
Jack Cork.
You're just trying to irritate me, aren't you?
Oh no!
I don't remember the. I think it was Karagunis who scored. I don't remember. Caristias, okay. But for the
you have a guy that's literally called after the famine.
No. Okay, for context, what Wiz is talking about is the Euro 2004 final, which was the Euro that took place in my country, in where Greece, the underdogs, defeated Portugal in the final.
Ooh, wow.
But to make up for it, we this time as the underdogs defeated France in their own. Basically, this recent Euro 2016 took place in France, and France made it to the final, but we beat them in the final, so we had our own equivalent.
So it was Greece who actually had a guy named after the Knights of the Apocalypse.
Basically, Theo, you know how every country has their golden age national team, kind of like.
Pedro, I actually understand that. I was just referring to the player's name.
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay, sure.
Was it you or Greece who had the player with that name?
Actually, basically for context, Carestia in a lot of languages means pretty much famine.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, 2004, 2005, that was basically Greece's golden age of football, where they had their best national team yet.
So they started off as the underdogs. Go figure.
Nobody could have predicted that team was gonna win.
Oh, funnily enough, guess who Greece's first opponents were in the group stage?
England.
Portugal.
It's going to be a
Yep.
yellow
Who
card.
won?
So basically, Portugal learned nothing from the first time.
Oh, you guys lost to them again?
They've coped
Yeah.
with it
Well, we
defensively.
went to their country and beat
Time
them
for the
there.
substitutes,
So
I
that's
think,
sweet
for Chelsea.
vengeance right there.
Yeah. When it didn't matter as much.
Shots on here.
Why is
But I
that?
guess
Hey, a trophy is a trophy.
Well, a win's a win, I guess. Oh, I thought
We won fair and
Oh,
square.
I thought you were on about the next time you face Greece, France.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh.
True, we won fair and square. So,
Okay, Jova.
Yes.
Attacking well here.
When was the
And he
last
could get away here.
time
And here's the
England, the football team,
That's the referee.
faced the United States?
Situation here, and
In
5-2
what?
the final score.
Football.
Yes, but I mean,
Well, it
is there
turned
any
out to be
specific soccer event you're
different
thinking
kind
of?
game to the one perhaps we
Like
set
what
up
year?
for you at the beginning. Very one-sided.
Yeah, you end up feeling a bit
Is this
disappointed
including
as a
the
neutral
Women's
'cause we
World
didn't really
Cup?
get a contest, but
Men's.
the winning team
All
won't
right.
be disappointed at all. Played well.
Well, Alex Hunter, we're certainly going to keep an eye on his
So,
young
you
talent
won,
to
yeah.
2014?
He's pretty happy with his
Uh,
performance here. And what did you
2010.
make of it, Alan Smith?
Ah,
Well, he is
we
one
beat
of the
you then,
league's
didn't we?
high scorers.
No,
You
you
can see
drew.
why.
We were
Really
winning. We were
converted
winning,
that
but
chance.
our
Didn't
Butterfingers
have too many today,
goalkeeper.
but he's clinical at the
All right,
moment.
but just for the sake of fairness, somebody should ask you a question as well.
Yes, in fact, all you guys can ask me one.
All right.
Well, she won't
Well,
even be able to. Well, she won't be able to come up with a proper question.
first though,
but,
Dwibs, here's a question. How does it feel to have successfully...
Here's one. Here's an idea. If you can't think of a football-related one, just ask anything.
But first off, Dwibs, how does it feel to have crushed Chelsea's dreams, good and once and for all, eliminating them from the competition here in the story, wonderfully taking them down as if you were Star Killer, apprentice of Darth Vader against them?
Which is not canon anymore, by the way. I know.
I was just doing my job. That's what I
It
can
was
say.
Really?
It's an
You
inside
said that
job.
without crying.
Well, that wouldn't be very professional of me now, would it? Anyway, before the next guy asks the question, next up, Swansea going to AC Milan, Bournemouth.
What could possibly go wrong?
Let me for context, Dwibs, in which year was this team formed?
Which team?
Whatever, these
Bournemouth.
teams. Yeah.
Is that your question?
No.
There's a
Okay,
good
so
reason for this
What's your
audience.
question now?
You know, Dwibs, if the devil tried to make a deal with you, that would be a terrible discussion between you and
Alan
me.
Smith alongside me.
I'm
Yeah.
going to take a guess and
Big
say
welcome to this match.
1890 something. 1899.
So Tio, care to give the audience some context on what we're seeing?
Well, I don't know. How about the fucking visuals?
Well, okay, for those who aren't as well versed in European soccer.
AC Milan have the same colours as Bournemouth, and they were both founded in the same year.
Dispositions of the stripes.
Wow.
All right, then.
Anyway,
Sorry, ask me anything.
Two questions, Dwibs.
No. Sorry, T. You had your question.
Oh, come on, Dwibs,
sorry.
that's cheating.
Are you implying, Dwibs, that you're too ignorant for my limited knowledge of soccer?
Me too, yeah. You
And that's
skipped
your
my...
question. Okay, now that's your legitimate question.
You skipped my question too.
Anyway, which hold on, this might be actually tricky.
He looks as though the manager has set up a
Which
team
player and in
Whatever
which
happens, we're
amount
not
of
gonna be
seconds
beaten
from the
today.
start
Does look that way, doesn't
managed to
it?
score a
I
goal
hope
in the
it's not a dull
Istanbul
affair, this,
final, I
because
think
we've
it
seen
was,
this manager set up
between
teams in the
AC
past
Milan and
just
that team
concentrating on
where they
clean sheet.
lost 3-on-3 and then on penalties. I forgot. I think it was 2008. I'll check. In the meantime.
This is Swansea City's team for you
Folius Fasticus in Anana second.
This is not Roadrunner Maui Coyote, Dwibs.
They've got a bit of protection, haven't they?
I don't know.
They should have more than enough.
Just give me a second.
They're all good
It
defenders
was
in their
Paolo
own rights,
Maldini
but,
and it was like
in
20
front of them,
seconds.
they've got players who are going to be
From
working
the
really
start.
hard.
Okay, then, Jova, you can ask me one now.
Alright then, soccer
Well,
trivia.
there's no doubt about
Ooh,
one
I've
of
got
the
just the
stories
one for
in
you,
recent times in
Dwibsy.
terms of football clubs clubs in England. That is the
Actually, the
progression
Dwibs,
of
okay,
AFC
I actually
Bournemouth.
have
Used
to
to be called
retcon this
Bournemouth and
because I
Boscombe
actually was
United.
wrong.
That's a bit
It
of a mouthful
was
for the
in
commentators
the
these days.
Champions League final 2004-2005 between Milan and Liverpool. It was 51 seconds. Sorry.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Now Joe begins.
Yes. Here's a question then.
It was a
Who
great
scored?
race, a great pace, and a
Go
fantastic
on.
goal.
Which nation won the inaugural World Cup in 1930?
Here's another angle on that goal.
Argentina.
So the first goal is
Correct.
For me.
Oh, got it right.
What happened in 1930 that makes it so traumatic to you?
No, actually, that's the name of a song. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Switch on the
Oh.
attacking power in this
Okay
situation.
then. Okay, Stuart. Since you don't know much about football, you just ask me any question you can think of.
What are better, cats or dogs?
Cats.
Dogs.
Good. The only correct answer to
Looking
that
good,
question.
this move.
What's the name of that animal? Rapids,
to it
I think,
first.
Pedro.
What? Ferret? Don't you mean ferrets? If you're
Remember,
wondering.
that's Killing Tales of Zillia, where each one asks which animal they prefer, and Elise states rabbit.
Rapig.
Well, actually,
Great defending there,
it's
stopping
not
that
a
attack.
football. It's not a football knowledge question. It's just like a general thing. Other than Pedro and me, have any of you guys seen the movie Goal?
The what? Sorry?
Oh, the one you commented on, no.
No.
Actually, the one we commented was Passions. Dwibs is talking about basically to picture Captain Tsubasa, but without the realistic
Dan
shit.
Gosling.
Okay.
Little private game between the two of
Yeah,
them.
basically, Goal is pretty much a
Well,
football
this attack
rags to riches
got a bit of
movie.
menace to it.
Yeah, it's the classic underdog story, basically.
Take the
It's
chance
actually one of
with
the
shot
better
there.
sports movies, and it was from the director of the Stallone Judge Dredd movie.
Yeah, it's a basic derivative story, but it works really well for the kind of considering it's about football and shit. So it makes sense to have a story like that anyway.
Hunter.
Yeah. You know,
There's not really that much you can do in terms of story when it comes to a sports-focused story. There's not that much.
So how do you get two more sequels?
Beats the hell out of me, but
Hold
I'll
on,
go
hold on,
into
hold on,
more
hold on.
detail about that.
Hold on. One movie got 2 more sequels?
Goal.
Goal.
And the third one is one of the most
Hunter trying to find a way
mind-boggling atrocities ever blighted upon mankind.
through. They put
Better
that
or
cross
worse
in
than
the
United
goalkeeper.
Passions?
Well, at least,
Well,
yeah, Passions is still worse, I guess, but goddamn.
Really? Worse than United
okay.
Passions?
No, United Passions is still worse, if anything, because
And
it's
that will peter
endorsing
out that attack. It's
crime and
But on
shit.
a technical level, you know, just how the filmmaking is done. From what I've seen of Goal 3, it's way worse than United
Yeah.
Passions. Basically, it's got some of the worst green screening I've ever seen.
Do it.
So what
Jova,
exactly are the-
Jova, to give you an idea.
And they'll get a free kick for that.
Green screen by your typical
Has a
YouTube
yellow card. Important
celebrity
of course,
is
for the goals
better.
he scores.
Just to
And
give you an idea. Just to give you an idea.
he makes another
Really?
disciplinary
Yes.
mistake.
So what exactly are the Goal movies about, anyway?
Okay, well, Jova, well, for you, since you... I remember Captain Tsubasa.
No.
Okay, picture Inazuma 11, but without the superpowers.
Here's Harry Kane.
Oh, so Goal
Well,
is a
keep in
fictional
mind, we're still
story?
Keep in mind, we're
Coming
still doing
forward
over the top shit,
with
it
some
does without the
danger.
superpowers.
That's
Oh,
a serious situation.
Whatever.
Here's a
The
chance.
Inazuma 11 without the over-the-top stuff.
And they do lead now
So
by two.
is Goal like based off of a historical event or is it fictional?
Nah,
No, it's an original story.
It's a
That
typical
sounds
rags to riches
overly-
story.
Wow, that sounds overly dramatic. So, okay.
Overly
What-
dramatic. In what way exactly? It's a classic.
A real,
underdog
okay,
story.
what I mean is something trying to be realistic but also trying to be like Inazuma 11.
No. Okay, let me rephrase that then. It's a classic, poor,
German.
young, football-loving player who wants to make it big.
Heard
and-
it, heard it, heard it, heard it, heard it.
Well, yeah, of course, but like I was saying before, there's not really that much you can do with a football-focused story, so that's probably the best route they could have gone, honestly.
I'm
Yeah,
guessing
I
that.
mean, the only other option about making it about well, football films
They played
have
with it well
tried all
defensively.
kinds of areas. They've done one player. They've done one about a manager with the damned United. And they even tried one with the football executives.
I guess to be fair, it being cliche is probably the least of its issues.
Like I said, like just because that doesn't necessarily. It's executed fairly well, I thought. I mean,
So, do tell though, how are the goal movies?
the first one is good, not great, but it's good. It's good for what it's trying to do. The second movie I hate because it's technically better than the third movie, but the second movie basically is not as good as the first one. It still has some good things here and there. It ends on a cliffhanger, and then the third movie, for no reason, decides to go on follow completely different characters and leaves that cliffhanger completely unresolved.
So okay. So that's why you hated Alpha and Omega 2. It gave you PTSD memories of that movie, didn't it?
Not so much that. I mean, the second Alpha Omega 2 didn't end on a cliffhanger. It just literally ended
Fair
out
enough.
of nowhere. Like seriously, Terry, you think the ending of Ni no Kuni is abrupt? Wait till you see Alpha and Omega 2.
Yep, that's right, folks. Look forward to our Generations commentaries of the Alpha and Omega series, since apparently, and this is apparently the series has finally ended with the 8th one.
Yes, with the 8th one. And my God, I saw. Did you see the Bob Show review of the last one, Jova?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, how do they keep getting worse?
Alpha and Omega is amazing, but seriously, the 8th one managed to be worse. I mean, okay. You thought that they would get to the bottom of the barrel, but no, it's objectively the worst. Why? Because the 8th movie, even fans hated the 8th movie. They actually got diehard fans to hate the 8th movie. Because the 8th movie didn't even focus on any of the characters that much.
Mm-hmm. It's not even just...
You know one football movie I'm actually looking forward to showing you guys?
Aside from United Passions?
The Damned United. It's basically what would happen. But basically, imagine House if you were a football manager, sort of. Will be a bit more snarkier, and played by Michael Sheen.
Oh boy, Michael Sheen.
To go back to the previous topic, though. All right, Dwibs, you ready for a question from me?
Yes.
All right then. Okay. There was a specific record beaten in the 2001-2002 season of the Premier League, which was broken by a player from the Netherlands. Which player is that, and which record is it?
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
All right. Which record was it?
With the fastest goals scored.
No, but you're on the right track. But you only get you only get one answer. You only gave us one chance to answer. So. For the record, Ruud van Nistelrooy, often regarded as the best Netherlands striker of all time, he broke the record for the most number of goals scored in one season of the Premier League by scoring 23 goals in 32 games.
Came in with the challenge and the ball broke free. Oh, it could be dangerous.
Okay.
One of Fergie's best hires.
He's got his fist to it.
So, basically, it's a match of Swansea versus a band of thieves, as Tia would call them.
Attacking now.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad enough Wales are stealing the trophies and stuff. Now they're stealing. Oh, actually, no. It's Bournemouth. Sorry, fuck. A bought joke.
The home team are going to perhaps gamble on that working for them now.
Okay, now I've got a question for all you guys.
Go ahead.
Who won the 2010 World Cup?
Well, that's what substitutes are for, to be used. He's got one coming on now.
I feel like I should know this.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Who won the 2010 World Cup?
Oh, the 2010 World Cup. Is that for everybody?
Yeah.
Germany.
Wrong.
Wasn't it Germany, or was it...
Think. I know I think...
You've had your one shot, Pedro.
I feel like I should know this.
Oh, no, that was 2014.
Shiori, do you know?
No idea.
I mistook it for 2014.
Pedro, you can't answer.
Yeah. I already gave up, you don't have to tell me that.
And the goalkeeper has done well to stop that one.
Give up.
No.
Yeah.
I do.
8 shots.
I don't.
7 on target for Swansea City.
Well, too late. You're taking too long. Spain.
Very good stop here.
Yeah,
That was literally what I was thinking, dang it.
Their corner.
Well, you didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah,
it,
yeah.
so,
Fun fact, by the way, France absolutely sucked major balls in that particular
yeah,
World
I mean, that's karma because they had to cheat to get into the finals.
Yeah.
How'd they
Poor,
cheat?
poor Ireland. Basically, what happened was they were playing. I don't know if it was the Republic or Northern Ireland in a playoff game, and Thierry Henry decided to blatantly, illegally handball the ball so that it wouldn't go out the area, and they scored from it.
Just wrap up the match.
And they got away with that.
They got away with it. Yeah.
How did they?
And that kind of single-handedly ruined Thierry Henry's reputation. All that stuff he did just ruined by that moment
By
of
him
cheating.
being a prick.
Well, hey, France got what they deserved. They got so basically that's the big lesson. Cheaters not only don't prosper, they suck.
Yeah.
So how badly did they get beaten by whoever beat them?
Basically, they were in the all teams in the finals start at the group stage, and France were in Group A with a team of not exactly strong clubs, to be honest. Well, not the strongest, of Uruguay, Mexico, and the host South Africa. They won none of them. They drew one, and they lost 2 of them, and they finished rock bottom of the table on 1 point.
Not just that, but later on when Portugal was slowly but eventually getting binded to the recent Euro 2016, the French press of course started talking about how Portugal sucks balls and they have no business being in the quarterfinals or something like that. I forgot if it was in the quarterfinals that they said it was before, but whatever. They said it at some point. And now of course, hey, the truth, and of course, we actually ended up winning. Not just despite our apparent suckitude, we beat them and we did it fair and square.
But guys, as FIFA would say, cheating is a very strong term.
Here's a fun fact, Dwibs, for you, by the way. Our current coach, who ran the Euro, Fernando Santos, he was very contested because our qualifying rounds were not that great. And but even though he specifically said when he first was hired, oh, sorry.
A word on his recent and seemingly sudden success.
Yeah, no, it's
Yes, sudden's the right word.
Very talented young player. Got a lot
Comes
of
on, he
skill.
scores like 80 goals every
yeah,
game.
A bit jealous of that, but no, it's great. He's probably the
the facial animations really need work.
Yeah, I mean, they've done better than this too. Andromeda notwithstanding.
Anyway, like I was saying, was basically when he first got hired, he literally said, "What's your goal?" And he said, "My goal is to win the 2016 Euros." And everybody was all like, "What? Are you out of your fucking mind? You literally just got here and you're literally promising an Euro victory." And he said, "Well, I never said we were going to win. I'm just saying that's our goal, to win the Euros." And of course, he was always remaining faith every time he was asked about it, like saying, "Oh no, I'm only leaving when the Euro ends." And everybody kept talking about that, including people here in Portugal, who of course, were contesting him. And especially because back in years like 2004 and 2006, we had much better teams and better coaches, and yet we still weren't able to win anything. And now that he won an Euro, now every time we talk about how supposedly we had better coaches than him or better teams than the one he used, he can come back to us and say, "Yeah, but I won an Euro and the others didn't."
Oh, so, wow!
Yeah.
I guess that's what Roberto Di Matteo says every time someone brings up Jose Mourinho around him or something. Yeah, but I actually won the Champions League with Chelsea.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, we'll see you guys in part 28.
See you, everybody.